What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of Batman stuff over the last couple of days, some stuff that I have missed, not talked about, that I want to kind of go over, want to give my impressions of, kind of give a news update. But this is a really, really big video, in my opinion, and one where, again, we're going to talk about some very, very positive things. The haters of me, the haters of the game, the haters that think that there is no game, they're going to probably want to sit this one out. Now, really quickly, before I jump into this, I want to promote our Discord server. So many of you guys have already joined, and I really, really, truly do appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun over there. We do different things, gaming nights, movie nights. Actually, this Thursday, we're going to be doing like a live thing over EA Play Live. So we do a lot of community things over there on Discord. If you guys have not yet joined, the link for it will be in the description below. All right, there's really a couple things. I think actually more, a couple means two, right? So I think a little bit more than a couple things we need to discuss about this game. Firstly is the July 9th thing. I want to start with there, the website. So this came, I believe, from that Luke Wayne 1939. Now, I didn't get it from him. People sent it on Twitter. However, I think they sent it from his video. So he does a really good job. And I guess the thing with that is if you go on their website, you right-click it, you go through kind of like the security, like the back-end stuff where you can see more specifics on literally a website. It says that it expires July 9th. So the website, literally, the best is yet to come. The whole redesign of the website, its expiration date is July 9th. Now, here's the deal. I see a lot of people jumping on this. Maybe it's because I've been covering it for so long, and maybe it's because I do like to be optimistic. Obviously, I get really optimistic. However, I do try, especially more recently, over the past couple months, that I try to be as kind of level-headed as possible. They could very easily renew or extend, I should say, extend the expiration date. So yes, technically, I will follow this through. Technically, if they don't do anything, I believe the website needs to change on July 9th because it needs to become a new website because technically that website will be lost. The website would be just blank, basically. Like literally blank, not this kind of blank, which it's been for like 10 months now, right? So again, I mean, that is a big thing. That's a huge, huge thing. July 9th is definitely a date that we have to keep in mind, a date that we have to be looking at and saying, okay, but I guess literally, now here's the deal. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my personal life really fast. I know this doesn't have that much to do with it, but July 3rd to July 10th, I'm actually going to be visiting my family, going back to where I grew up at. So I'm going to not be around as much those days. I'm still going to be making videos, just not as often. I will make something, obviously, if something huge happens with this, but just so you guys know what to expect, and I'll be talking about that in other videos as well, but I think this is a good place to do that. July 9th, big day, unless they extend it. If they extend that expiration date, which I guess technically you could just check back daily and see if that date changed, and if it does change, then bam, then we know that, we have to wait a little bit longer. So that is something to keep in mind. Another thing is the rumors of the release date again. Now, really, I mean, I'm kind of getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of the and here's the deal. I really have nothing against anybody, okay? We've talked about Jason Schreier before. We talked about how I don't necessarily agree with him personally, but I think he's, one of the best in terms of leaking things. I've talked about him. I've talked about, like, James Sigfield, right? I think he's a good guy, right? It's just that I really would prefer that he puts his mark on the things that he predicts and not back down as much. So, I do have some problems with some of these people, but again, I really, in general, I mean, I don't think any of them are bad people, anything like that. With this, we've gotten conflicting reports. I believe Nightwing said a few days ago that he was hearing that the game would get announced and then released in November, but now we have a rumor from, I believe, that EST 1992. Now, this was a guy that we talked about a while ago, and to be honest with you, I've made so many of these videos, I made so many leak videos, I don't even remember what he leaked, but I mean, it came, that was from like the Slasher 41. He trusts him. A lot of people online trust this guy. I think this is like from the forum of Reset era. So, and he said, I don't even remember what he said in the past, but I know that this time he said that the game is going to be released in 2021. So, honestly, the reason I wanted to cover this, but I was kind of dreading this part because literally, I think within one day, within 24 hours, we had one person say it was going to be released in November, and then another person say it was going to be released in 2021. This is the problem that we have as the Arkham community is we're all in it together, but we have so many conflicting reports that they cannot all possibly be right. Okay, now everybody's been wrong in the past. Some people have been right in the past, right? So it's definitely hard to tell. I guess if you guys want my opinions on it, where I stand on it, again, the longer this goes, the more it becomes a 2021 thing. So while I want to believe what Nightwing said, right, that I mean, and again, August 22nd, like if you do it in August and then it comes out in November, that's 3 months. That's not a lot of time. And now technically, I think somebody linked me his when he was saying this. I'm pretty sure he didn't say that he absolutely like it's going to happen, because he talked about how it would be weird that they do it 3 months after. So even him, he didn't sound very confident when he said that. But again, that's just a problem with listening to so many people. And again, I have nothing against him. I'm sure he's a great guy. I honestly I don't watch his videos. I have nothing against him. I have nothing against anybody. But this is just the problem when we get so many conflicting things. It's hard to tell. And while I want it to be November, I don't know. And again, now we have other people saying it's going to be 2021. It goes back to what I was saying a few weeks ago. The one that I talked about, like if the game got delayed, which again, I believe games can get delayed internally without them telling us, and that would still be considered a delay. I'm a subscriber of that idea. I think that's something that probably, well, firstly, I think that's something that's happened to this game specifically a couple times. I think it's something that's happened to a lot of games in the past a lot of times as well. So I really do believe that's something that can happen. But like I said in that video, at the end of the day, does it matter? Does it actually matter if the game comes out in November versus February, let's say? Because you know my opinions with December and January in terms of games. I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. I think as long as we see the game, as long as we see something about this game, it's going to be completely fine. I really don't think it's going to matter all that much if the game releases 3 months after when people are expecting it. We've been waiting, what, 7? I mean, technically, they've been working on games for 7 years. We've been waiting 5 years for a new Batman game. We can wait just a few more months later. You know what I mean? It sucks. It definitely sucks, but it's honestly the situation we have. So we have the website. We have, is it releasing in November or in 2021? And now the DC Mexico thing. So we had a tweet from, I believe, DC Comics Mexico, and this is the official Twitter of them, and they even teased it. Now, when you translate it from Spanish to English, it says we might see. So it doesn't, again, I know they're teasing it, like people are saying like it's a teaser. At the same time, technically, but again, I mean, Google Translate could just be messed up. Technically, they're even saying like, well, maybe, and I believe they linked in that tweet an article of speculation, an article of a rumor of Batman. Now, again, why would you do something like that? So I think one thing I want to say is no matter what, we are getting so, and I do mean this, so insanely close to this game. The people that are still on the fence, the people that are still saying that this game isn't real, I mean, they need to get off that fence very, very quickly, right? Again, and I've always said this, I completely sympathize for those that don't want to jump into this because they feel like they've been let down before and they don't want. I know there's actually some people that watch that feel that. I mean, and again, like I've said in the past, I completely understand where you're how you feel that or why you feel that. At the same time, where we're at now, we're getting things like every day. And what I will tell you is, again, everybody's conflicting each other. So, like, I know it's not perfect. I know we're not literally having the entire internet saying, okay, this is happening. Here's when it's happening. Here's what's happening. All this stuff, and everything is like synchronized. That is just not the case. Everybody is like on a completely. We all have a book, but we're all on a completely different page of that book. Really, literally everybody, I feel like, is on a different page. And does that suck? I guess, but also that just makes us human and it makes us different from each other. So, like, again, I understand why people are still on the I don't want to be disappointed train, but at the same time, we really are getting more and more stuff every single day. And again, if you don't want to believe, anybody, if you don't want to believe the Reset Era people, if you don't want to believe Nightwing, you don't want to believe anybody, that's fine. However, when you look at the official things that are going on, right? Like this DC thing, I believe somebody said that they posted something before then and they took it down. So they're deleting their tweets. They are tweeting that we might see this Batman game soon. They're linking it to a speculation article. That tweet, I don't even know if it's even still up. If it is, I'm sure it'll be taken down eventually. So we're having all these things. That just doesn't happen, okay? Now, again, I know we've been disappointed before. I know we've been led down this road before. But at the same time, I don't think we've been let down like this. Now, what I will say is, again, I haven't been covering Batman for all that long, okay? I've been covering it for like a year now consistently, okay? Even before then, though, I was a big fan, and I was still looking for this game. I don't remember any time where it was like, I mean, like this. Like, this is seriously, every day we're getting stuff. Obviously, the potential sale of Warner Bros. Is something, I want to say something about that really, really quickly. So, I understand the skepticism and all that stuff, but at the same time, I think we're very, very close. I think we're still getting this announcement before August 22nd. I have said that, right? I think it's before August 22nd that's going to happen. Would it be July 9th? I mean, that is a possibility. Myself, personally, I hope it's not that day, again, because I'm not going to be in my normal setting. In fact, that's going to be kind of a bad day for it to actually happen. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but if it does, I mean, I'll suck it up. I'll figure it out somehow. Now, the final thing, I believe this came from Slasher41 on Twitter. He says that there's rumor, or somebody said out there, that there's rumors that Microsoft is kicking the tires of purchasing Warner Bros. Games. I mean, where I stand on that one is, I guess Microsoft is probably a better choice than somebody like EA or Activision. At the same time, I mean, personally, I wouldn't want that. And you can call me a Sony fanboy, you can call me whatever you want. A lot of things that people call me aren't true anyway. But in all reality, and I get it, like, oh, Sony has Spider-Man. I understand, but I mean, Sony does have Spider-Man. Like, Sony Pictures, like go up a level, not just PlayStation. Sony always had Spider-Man. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't like that argument. I don't like, well, PlayStation has a Spider-Man exclusive, so why shouldn't Microsoft have a DC exclusive? I mean, people just have, PlayStation has Uncharted. Why can't Xbox have something like that, like a Tomb Raider? Why can't Tomb Raider be exclusive? You know what I mean? But they have Gears, they have Halo. So, like, everybody has their exclusives. Again, I mean, coming from having a PlayStation, having that be my primary console, with, by the way, the fact that I do have an Xbox One, I just wouldn't want to see a franchise like Batman or the DC universe and stuff like that only be on one console. Because, again, you can say all you want, well, Spider-Man's on PlayStation. Well, if Microsoft bought them, they'd have all of the Injustice and Mortal Kombat. They'd have the Middle-earth games, okay, like Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. They'd have all that because they'd have Monolith. They'd have the Batman and the DC and, again, Rocksteady and all of – they'd have all of that. Is Avengers just PlayStation exclusive? No. Marvel's Avengers is on everything. Is the Iron Man game a PlayStation exclusive? Yes, but it's not – it's not an Iron Man game, okay? It's not to the scale of, like, a Batman Arkham. So I think it's possible. I don't think it's likely. I think, honestly, it probably would come down to one of those three companies. I think EA, Activision, or Take-Two. Take-Two, I think, has a lot of money. Probably would be able to do it better than the other ones. So I would personally feel the best if it was Take-Two. Even if you want to include Microsoft in that group, of the group of three, and you want to have them before, I would honestly pick Take-Two to be the person. I mean, honestly, I'd want none of them to and just keep it the way it is. But if I had to pick one of those four, I would pick Take-Two. Microsoft, they'd probably be maybe the nicest to them, the best to them in general, but at the same time, it wipes them off the board of one console entirely. And I don't think that's a very, I guess I could say fair. Maybe people will get upset if I say that, but I don't think it's a very fair thing to do. It would definitely hurt sales because these games are not going to sell as well on one system as they would on both. I mean, that's just probably factual, right? Now, would you have a lot of people running out to get the Xbox Series? Actually, I mean, it would be, again, don't twist what I'm trying to say. It would be an amazing and fantastic business idea and decision by Microsoft. Okay, if Microsoft did this, I mean, would I be disappointed? Yes, but if you are a Microsoft fan, or if you're somebody in Microsoft, like somebody working for them, it's one of the best days of your life because I think that's a really, really good. I think anybody who buys them, and if they actually get sold, I think anybody who buys Warner Bros. Games is going to have a fantastic. It's just going to be a fantastic thing. You know what I mean? So a lot of stuff we went over today, a ton of stuff. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. Obviously, things are coming very, very quickly. I continue to do these videos every couple days. I know I did a couple days in a row over the last week, but we're going to spread it out just a little bit over the next little while. Again, July 9th is a day. August 22nd is definitely a day. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. Let me know on Twitter, Discord, YouTube, anywhere if you guys see anything. If something does happen July 9th, obviously I'll cover it and we'll talk about that over the next couple weeks. Obviously, we're a little while away from there, right? So let me know anything you guys want to talk about, anything you guys have seen or heard in the comments below. As always, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And like I said, Discord, Twitter in the description below. If you guys want to follow me there or join the Discord, you can definitely do that. Thank you so much for your support. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I hope to see you all on the next video.